Summer fun ahead.
We're going to add different amenities.
This is the fun part of the job. You're out here actually doing something.
This construction will lead to one of several new attractions that are expected to debut this summer. We visit multiple sites to check out the progress. Serious training.
Report to triage over there.
You're still just trying to go through the motions like it is real.
Irving firefighters take on an exercise simulating their response to tragedy. See how new technology is helping with efficiency. Plus, the program celebrating Black culture now on City Source. Action in Austin has an impact here in Irving, and we will explain how you can stay informed about it. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. We'll have that coming up later, but we begin with how Irving firefighters are preparing for what we all hope will never happen, a mass casualty event. We were with firefighters as they prepared and implemented some new technology in their response. A sports watch party gone out of control. That is the training scenario confronting Irving firefighters.
Respond to an assault at 300 West Las Colinas
During an exercise inside the pavilion at the Toyota Music Factory.
Turned into a brawl. Security got overpowered.
As crews move in, they realize
What's all being a mass casualty, except we have several patients spread out into the entire complex.
and the first thing they do is work to find victims. From the seats to the stage, bathrooms to bars, the injured are spread out. More medics arrive, and command works to line up needed resources.
Strike team at 9:50.
Firefighters continue to search for and triage patients. Yes, it takes a little imagination to picture this as an actual emergency,
Rapid and weak radial.
but the main goal here is to practice using a relatively new app to Irving firefighters and hospitals. It's called Pulsera.
So the value is just patient tracking. We'll be able to keep up with everyone that is on scene that's injured. We'll also get to tell which patients are going to which hospitals.
There is a part of this exercise we are not seeing here. At local hospitals, the staff is getting advance notice of the patients coming their way, along with important details of their conditions.
It used to be whenever we transport to the hospital, we have to take time out to make a phone call, and it's somebody answering the phone at the hospital who then writes stuff down, tells the nurses or doctors what they have going on.
Well, anytime we get what's called a pre-hospital or pre-arrival notification from our fire departments or our first responding partners, it allows us to be ready for them when they get here.
The first responders tag patients with barcodes that they scan to provide updated information.
It would let us do the whole color and whatnot.
And since this is just an exercise, they can take the time to ask questions and figure out all of the app's features.
I think a lot of us have a really good idea on how these things are going to run, a lot better expectation, and it's just getting the reps in.
Put in Pulsera, y'all going to Baylor Irving.
Get everybody involved so that we can all work as a group and as a good team.
I mean, the whole thing's a learning process.
Following the exercise, they review what went right and what could go better.
But that initial scan is probably the most important.
And they know they will take these lessons forward for routine calls as well as much larger emergencies.
It's just a very hectic and chaotic event if it does happen. With the World Cup coming up in the Metroplex here this summer, obviously we're planning for stuff that we hope never does happen, but if it does, we have to be prepared.
You have to just put your emotions to the side and get your job done. People are counting on it.
There's nobody but you that's going to be able to take care of it, so you got to prepare.
Irving firefighters keeping their skills sharp to make sure they are always ready to respond. And Pulsara also helps with patient identification and reunification, which can be very important in the chaos of a mass casualty event. The fire department conducted these exercises using slightly different scenarios twice a day over a couple of weeks to give as many firefighters as possible a chance to take part. And you can catch up on other recent stories we have done with the Irving Fire Department on our playlist at youtube.com/The City of Irving. We have been talking a lot about the new indoor aquatic center coming to Center Park. Weather permitting, it is expected to open this summer. But that is not the only improvement underway in Irving Parks and Rec. We visited several spots seeing upgrades.
definitely the sounds of construction.
Yes, a lot of demo going on.
This work is making way for a brand new playground at Northwest Park. Here's an idea of what it will look like.
A whole bunch of different nets and climbing events and slides and swings. One day it can be like it's a castle, next day it's a spaceship. Where they're working right now, that's going to be where the swing sets are.
The new equipment replaces a playground that was more than 25 years old. Along with the play equipment on the way, this new outdoor workout area is already available for use. Also, more of the park will be illuminated, and existing lighting is being updated.
We've gone to a new LED lights, so the whole trail will be lit up now.
All of the improvements are on track to be complete this summer. Our next stop is the Heritage Senior Center courtyard.
It's a giant, great area, but it's just underutilized.
That's expected to change with new additions, an expanded turf area, video screens, an outdoor kitchen, and more shade.
Because it does in the summer get quite warm.
I bet. This project is also scheduled for summer completion, and then inside,
Get a whole new ballroom floor.
right now, there are gaps and breaks covered with tape. Patrons have noticed.
We have classes, exercise classes, we have dances, we have parties. Every day we're using it.
After more than 2 decades of heavy use, the floor will be replaced in the next few months. Here at West Park, work is beginning on another big project. It's based on the popularity of a recent improvement at Southwest Park. West Park will get its own futsal court.
We've always known it was something popular. We've had issues in the past where the kids would take over a tennis court. So it was just common sense to give them what they wanted. Give them what they're asking for, give them a place where they can play.
The futsal court at West Park will double as a basketball court. Additionally, there will be a new half court for basketball. All of this is also expected to be open this summer. Teams are also making progress on a new section of the Campion Trail.
Which goes from River Hills Park going north, just past Fraser Dam. That's along the outfork of the Trinity River.
It's expected to open this summer. At just under 2 miles, it gets the city that much closer to the long-anticipated goal of having a complete, connected Campion Trail.
It's going to be really nice.
Yeah, and some of those projects are paid for through federal community development block grant funds. More from Parks and Rec now. Enjoy winter-themed fun at Irving's Frost Fest. You can see some of the attractions in this video from past years. Along with what you see here, there will also be train rides, crafts, photo stations, and inflatables. Frost Fest is Saturday, February 21st from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. at Levy Event Plaza. The event is free with food available for purchase. The city of Irving keeps a close eye on action at the state capitol that can have an impact on residents and city operations, and there is a lot to watch. In fact, it's someone's full-time job. Mark Wiggins is the City of Irving's legislative officer, and he's here with us today. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you, Thomas.
And let's start right at the beginning, because some people may not realize the city has a legislative officer. What does that job involve?
Well, you're so right, Thomas. So much of what the federal government and what the state government does impacts the daily lives of residents. And so it's really important for the city of Irving to have someone to represent the interests of our residents in the state capitol and in the federal capitol, as well as among our peer groups in communities in North Texas. So much of what happens in the public policy making process depends on feedback and understanding how the different policy proposals at the state and federal level impact residents. And so the legislative officer is that critical link between the residents of the city and our partners in Austin, in Washington, and in the broader region.
And the legislature is not in session right now, so there will be some time to get into specifics, but broadly, what are some of the issues you're watching?
That's right. So the Texas legislature meets once every 2 years, and right now we're in the space between those sessions, which is the interim period. And right now what that means is we're kind of putting together our legislative strategy for the upcoming session that begins in January of 2027. And there are all sorts of issues that the legislature will be taking up, issues that involve funding and infrastructure, issues of local control. And it's really important that the citizens and residents of Irving have a voice in that process, because a lot of what the Texas government and what this federal government is going to potentially consider can have big implications for folks who live here and do business here.
And while your focus is mainly at the state capitol, there is some news from Washington involving a domestic violence shelter. Please explain.
We're very excited that the city of Irving has received funding, about $5.8 million in the most recent congressional budget package. And that is thanks to a lot of help and support from two of our congresspeople, Representative Jake Elzey and Representative Mark Veazey. The city of Irving had a domestic violence shelter that unfortunately was forced to close its doors in 2023, just lacked the funding support. And so what the city did was city staff put together a proposal to submit to our representatives in Congress for some federal help with that project. We received letters of support from Judge Jenkins and from other community leaders, and we were able to successfully win that funding in this most recent budget that passed, and we're very excited that we're going to be able to advance this project, and it's going to make a big difference for residents and the city of Irving and also the broader region.
And there is a way that residents can keep up with these state legislative issues that you're following. It's called the Irving Legislative Insider, and you work with some of my colleagues in communications on that. Tell me, what kind of content is in that newsletter?
So I'm really excited about the Irving Legislative Insider because that is the link between what my role is and our residents. And part of it is to provide updated information on everything that's happening at the state and federal level to our residents and to our community stakeholders. And for example, the most recent Irving Legislative Insider that went out had a breakdown of the recent federal funding that we won for the domestic violence shelter, and then an update on some other issues that are percolating at the federal level. What ILI also is a means for engagement because, a lot of folks don't think that their voice is going to make much of a difference at the state and federal level. But the truth is, you have the ability to really have an influence on policymaking if you reach out and contact your legislative officials. And so Irving Legislative Insider is that critical link to show you what issues are coming up, let you know who you can reach out to for additional information or to make your voice heard on a particular issue, and also to provide advice and strategies on the best way to make your voice heard and to make it more impactful.
Legislative Officer Mark Wiggins, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you, Thomas. Pleasure to be here.
And you can subscribe to the Irving Legislative Insider and a lot of other digital newsletters at irvingtx.gov/newsletters. Welcome news for people who purchase blue recycling bags and black trash bags from the city. The price of those bags has gone down. They are now $8 for a roll of 50 bags. The price reduction is thanks in part to a competitive bidding process and lower production cost. You can buy the bags through the vending machine you're seeing here at City Hall. They're also available for sale at most Irving rec centers. As you may know, in Irving's Blue Bag Recycling Program, clean and dry recyclables must be placed in translucent blue bags. Trash may be placed in any color bag except blue or red. February is Black History Month. The Cimarron Park Recreation Center hosted a special program called Taste of Black History, and our team checked it out.
We have a huge Black History celebration called the Taste of Black History. It gives us an opportunity to celebrate food, fun, culture.
I'm living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden.
The music is good, the food's good, and got a lot of vendors out.
We have the clothes vendors, we have people that sell hair oil, beard oil, and stuff like that. We have dessert vendors.
We have different types of food coming from everywhere. We have a couple of food trucks that are outside.
We love us some food here, yeah. It's very important for everybody to know Black history.
When we look at the Bear Creek community, what you had was an unincorporated area of people who were descendants of slaves who took this area, began to cultivate it.
It'd be a great benefit for our kids to know what that Black history was so they'll know what kind of growth we've had.
The history is rich. It's an opportunity just for your culture to come out and just celebrate how it has evolved over time. There are so many aspects that make Black history, Black history.
We just want to support each other. That's how community grows, when the people are supporting each other.
It's just a really good opportunity just to celebrate through food, culture, and Black love.
Yeah, and in that story, you heard Councilman Webb mention Bear Creek. Here is a place to learn more about the history of that area. It's the Jackie Townsell Bear Creek Heritage Center. It reopened last year after renovations and is available for tours by appointment. Hello and welcome to ICTN's Pets of the Week. I'm with Egan Dobson from Irving Animal Services and a bundle of energy named Lightning. And Lightning is just so much fun.
He is so much fun. He is such a funny boy. Lightning is about 2 years old.
Oh my gosh.
He is dog friendly. He came from a home, so we're pretty sure he's already potty trained. And he is just like the life of the party here.
And definitely would need a home with someone who has some energy to share with the dog.
Yes, he would love to be, a running dog. Obviously, he's a husky. We're thinking Malamute mix. So these dogs are used to, being out in the cooler climates, long stretches for running, things like that.
So we want to make sure Lightning finds a home in a flash.
Yes.
But we also want to talk about this transport program, and it involves animals basically flying off to new homes. That's it in a nutshell, but fill us in on the details.
Yeah, so once a month we have rescue partners come out to do transports. This last one we had 17 dogs load up into a van and then went to the airport where they then flew up north to New York, Connecticut, things like that. All except for 3 of those 17 so far have been adopted into wonderful, loving homes.
And the success of that program depends on fosters who can help get the animals ready for that trip. Tell me about how that works.
So we're always looking for short-term fosters, and these dogs that are going on these flights are already tagged by rescue, already more than likely have a home, so it'd be just short-term. So even if you can't keep a pet, for a week or two, you get to love on them, treat them like your own before they get to go find their forever home.
So tell me why that fostering component is so critical to making this transport program work.
It is really helpful as the dogs have to be healthy before they're able to leave the state and go on transport. So one way we can combat that is by having them go into a home environment where they can stay healthy, and happy and thrive before they are transported up north.
And you really do all that you can to help these fosters succeed.
Yes, absolutely. We provide everything. Dog food, blankets, toys, even a crate if you need it. We provide everything to our fosters.
And Lightning here would love a home. Look at your eyes. You are just a handsome man. All right, Egan, thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
And you can find the Animal Care Campus at 4140 Valley View Lane. You can also check out the websites you see on your screen for more adoptable animals and to see the latest operating hours. Irving firefighters are getting some special recognition. On the next City Source, find out how their quick action saved a life and hear from the resident who lived to share a lot of that gratitude. That story and much more next time on City Source. Here is how to connect with us. You can email us at ictn@irvingtx.gov. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/thecityofirving. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything, and we always like it when you leave us positive comments. Let us know you're watching. And you can look for updates on events and initiatives across the major social media platforms at the City of Irving. And that's it for this edition of City Source. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.